how to deal with church hurt. Now, I know as believers, you're going to get hurt by believers in a church. They're going to say something against you, scheme against you, probably even bully you in church or something like that, or coming out, doing like really ungodly things. But what you need to understand, right? And this is what I realized years ago, is that people are people. People are people. The only difference with people in a church is that they've given their life to Christ, and Christ is working on their lives, and Christ is changing the way they think and making their life more holy. It's a process, right? But people are still people. People are going to say things you don't like. People are going to do things you don't like. But let me tell you something. It's not God's fault. It's never God's fault. It's the person who's done something to you, or it's your perception of what someone's done and how you've dealt with the situation. So church hurt is always going to be there. There's always going to be people that's going to say things wrong to you in church and outside of church. There was a brother. He didn't go to church for a couple months, and I said, and then he came back to church. I said, bro, where was you? He goes, oh, I was going through a situation. I was at home and nobody phoned me up. Nobody called me to see if I was all right. And I said, bro, listen, no one's going to phone you. No one's going to phone you because everyone's got their own issues and everyone's not looking out for you and seeing where you are. And people may not have you on the forefront of their mind. But what you need to do is that you need to have your own salvation, seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You need to have your joy, have the joy of the Lord in your heart. You need to be following God, and you need to have your own relationship with God, and don't rely on other people. I said, you need to rely on God. I said, because people are going to hurt you. And when you're not at church, people ain't going to phone you up. But it's not God's fault. It's that people are people. And once you realize that in church, that people are people, then you can start to position yourself a certain way. You can start to sidestep certain things and certain conversations and certain things that people say. You can just sidestep it because nobody is perfect. Church is a hospital, and everybody that's in the church is broken. Everybody in the church has a different mindset, a different walk of life. They come from different places. So we need to know that and understand that. And so when we come to church hurt, forgive the brothers, forgive the sisters. Yes, I've been in church. I've loaned money out to church sisters and church brothers, and they didn't give back to me, and they hid from me. They avoided me. But I know that people are still people. I know that people have financial situations and people act up. So when the brothers and sisters should have given me back the money, they didn't. I forgave them. I said, just keep the money. I forgive you. I release you of that debt. Carry on. Because I know that if I didn't forgive them, then what starts happening, I have church hurt. Next thing you know, I can't worship God in church no more because bitterness is in my heart. You have to let those people go. Forgive the people. Release the people. That's how you deal with church hurt. Forgiveness.